YouTube? Today I wanted to show you all this 1994 Infiniti J30 with, get this, 41,000 miles. Now aside from the mileage, this is indeed a rare car to find. You just don't see them anymore. I'm just so amazed that this one is in such beautiful shape. Just about every single J30 that you see out on the road is just beat to hell, but this one seemed to have been owned by an old lady who only used it to go to a porta potty or to the corner pharmacy. You just don't see any faults at all, just a few nicks here and there on the front bumper. This beautiful pearl white color. Now the J30 commenced in '92. It was slotted below the Q45. Keep in mind this car is rear-wheel drive, has a potent V6 engine which makes 210 horsepower. That was excellent power for 1994 coming out of a 3-liter engine. I love the fact how the car already came with projected headlamps. That's something that even to this day is quite an exclusive thing to have. I always had heart for the styling of this car. It's very sleek, nothing else looked like it, and I love how the back end just slopes down. Trunk. Now the trunk really isn't that large, it's just deep and the access is very good. Despite the hinges being here, they slot right into these inserts, so it's not that intrusive, though somewhat. You have this little cargo nets, and it seems like a place for the owner's manual, service manual. I'm sure jack is stored in here to the side, and we should find the spare tire hidden under there. Yep, it's covered up. Trunk lid closed with authority too, no aftershock. Make it look like the scene from Titanic. Car rides on these 215/60/15s, rear disc brakes. Of course it has an independent rear suspension. Look at the condition of this interior. It's just beautifully preserved. This white leather, and it hasn't been re-dyed or anything. It's all original. The seat is powered, back and forth, more thigh support and etc. Backrest, seats are heated. Door panel, it's like a glove everywhere. Absolutely everything you put your hands on is soft to the touch. Power mirror controls, power door locks, auto down function for the driver window. This huge button for the driver window. Passenger side, and for the back windows. Window lock, of course. Now this car comes equipped with a key fob, lock, unlock, trunk, and approach light. Now this interior just screams luxury and comfort. Just about everything in this car screams high quality. These seats are so comfortable. They are like thrones. Bottom section is very supportive. Backrest doesn't really hug your back, but still adequate. I wouldn't mind sitting in this seat for hours and hours and hours. The footwells are a little bit in the narrow side. This isn't the widest car, so the transmission hump will be a little bit massive over here. But it's still not that bad. It does whiten up once you go further in. Going back to the seat, I am lacking thigh support somewhat. This seat does sit a little bit low to the ground, and I would have wished for a little bit more thigh support, but again, it's not that bad. I feel just fine in here. Interior quality is just excellent everywhere. The entire dashboard is soft to the touch. You can see the airbag covers just warping somewhat. Hey, this car is over 20 years old. The glove box, it's a little bit tiny. The lid is padded as well. You have this analog clock, gives it a classy look in here. This climate control, hazards, radio, CD, cassette. This car does have a Bose audio system. The ashtray. Car is a non-smoker, explains the beautiful condition of this interior. Car utilizes a 4-speed automatic. Push this button here for the dual cup holders and just lift away with this little flap, and you can utilize the center console over here, which happens to be sure-footed and has metal hinges right there, as you can see. Everything along the center console is soft to the touch, even the sides of the center stack. Cruise control on and off switch, intermittent speed wipers, headlamps. Steering wheel is thick, leather wrapped. Cruise control functions to release the e-brake. The headliner is in beautiful condition. It's very soft and supple. Little dome light over there. Map lights. Sunroof works. And it tilts. Right, there's a separate button for that. Sun visors are very thick and cushiony. Mirrored vanity light. And a little center sun visor right there to, you know, block the sun that happens to peek right above the rearview mirror. Doesn't dim. It's just this tilt function. Though it's not stuck to the glass, it's attached to the roof, so it will never fall out. And just look at this back seat, it really does look great. I love the design of this leather. Materials back here, identicals up front. It's like a baseball glove. Everything's beautifully done. The pockets behind the seat. Look at the front dashboard again. It's beautiful. Legroom does suck back here. If the front passengers are tall, rear passengers will suffer if they are tall as well. My knee is just cramming up here. If I were shorter and my legs weren't so tall, I probably would have been able to be comfortable, but yeah, I just have long legs and it's just not possible right now. I'm just cramming my leg there. Little ashtray. And the armrest, it is cushiony. There aren't any cup holders, it seems. Nothing below the seat or anything like that, so I'm assuming there aren't any cup holders. And a look at this 3-liter dual overhead cam V6, rear-wheel drive. Beautiful engine layout, no ugly engine covers whatsoever. You can see the craftsmanship everywhere. Kind of reminds you of Audi. Engine's nice and smooth. Very smooth. You would also find this engine in the 300ZX. Door closed. Very smooth. Think of this car as an early version of the G35. That's what this car reminds me of. Crime shame that Infiniti didn't continue this car up for a second generation and they abandoned that segment for a little while. This was really a well-made car. Comparing it to Lexus, there was the GS300, which I forgot to mention. Though I would still take this car. I feel it's the much more comfortable and sleeker looking vehicle as opposed to the GS300, the first generation. Just looked rather clunky in my opinion. But it still wasn't a bad car. That thing had an inline 6-cylinder engine from the Supra. The J30 just didn't meet sales expectations, so I'm assuming that's the reason why they cut it short. But it really was a crime shame, as this really was a good car. And I'm so glad to have found such the perfect example. I thought this was going to be mission impossible. But anyways, YouTube, thanks for watching, and hope you all enjoyed this tour.